Yahawashi Shalom. This is Brother Barker coming to you again, giving all praises to Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, and double honors to the elders of Greatmillstone, the elders and apostles, and a sincere shalom to the elect in the four corners of the earth. Today we're going to get into a quick lesson about the origins of Thanksgiving and how it's pagan. I'm gonna get straight to it. I'm gonna get into this is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I'm gonna hit you with a verse first. Book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I would not smell in your solemn assembly. So people are preparing right now to cook, for Thanksgiving. He don't like that, man. People don't understand that, and if you try to tell them, if you try to tell the 2/3 anyway, they're not gonna listen anyway. They're gonna do what they want to do. But the brothers and the sisters in the know, we know better. You know what I'm saying? So let me keep going. Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast, which is the turkey. Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows, but let judgment run down as water and righteousness as mighty streams. So, man, that's plain, man. You know. So, you singing and you doing all this praying over the food. He not hearing that, man. This shit is pagan. Excuse my language. We're not supposed to be doing that. Let me get another one. This is Proverbs 21 and 27, straight to the point. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 26. He coveteth greedily all the day long, but the righteous giveth and spareth not. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. So this is an abomination, man. This holiday, this so-called holiday you call, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he bringeth it with a wicked mind? So you doing this with a wicked mind. A lot of people know this stuff is wicked and pagan, and they still do it. Just so they can eat. That's wicked as hell, man. All right. So I'm gonna take you to this website. This is from the website called creationcalendar.com, status feast info /7-Thanksgiving.pdf. All right. Getting into the symbolisms. I'm go down a little bit. Okay. Okay, we start right here at the third paragraph. Thanksgiving for the annual harvest is one of the oldest holidays known to man, though celebrated on different dates. The Chinese and Hindus are said to have celebrated harvest feasts thousands of years ago. See, that's the heathens, man. The Israelites, which is us, were instructed to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot, a celebration, which is different. A holy convocation that was the last 8 days. The Old Testament is replete with commands to gather harvest and rejoice. The most well known, as found in Deuteronomy 16 and 14 and Leviticus 23 and 10. The ancient Greek harvest festivals was called Thesmophora, and celebrated Demeter, the founder and goddess of the harvest. See, paganism, man. The symbols of Demeter were poppies and ears of corn, a basket of fruit, and a little pig. We're not even supposed to have no dealings with a pig. You're not even supposed to eat a pig or touch a pig's flesh, man. The Roman goddess of the harvest, Ceres, I believe I'm saying it right, or might be butchering it, Salakia, from whom we get our words cereal. Wow, see? Had a festival which occurred on October 4th and was called the Cerealia, symbols of thanksgiving or symbols of the fruitful goddess and her fertility rites. Cornucopias. Now let's look and see what a cornucopia is. See that? That's the most famous image for Thanksgiving, along with the turkey. You know what I'm saying? That's the most famous. That's one of the most famous images. You know. So, symbols of Thanksgiving or symbols of the fruitful goddess and her fertility rites. It's a lot. In Greek mythology, the horn of Amalthea, the name of the goat who suckled Zeus, became known as the cornucopia or horn of plenty. Isis, the Egyptian faithful wife, mother, and goddess, was identified with Hathor, the horned cow goddess. Horns are still used in pagan festivals today. See, man, you're not supposed to be celebrating this shit. Harvest Queen, a name given to Ceres, the Roman goddess of agriculture and crops, or to a young woman chosen from amongst the reapers to whom was given a post of honor at the harvest home. Also, the 1948 edition of the Universal World Reference Encyclopedia tells us Demeter, the Greek version of the Egyptian goddess Isis and Roman version of Ceres, is one of the principal Grecian deities. The Greek mother goddess, the nourishing and fertilizing principles of nature. Corn represents Ceres, the corn goddess, agriculture and crops, or Zelonin, goddess of the new corn. Poppies. Ceres corresponds with Isis of the Egyptians and Demeter of the Greeks. She is represented with a garland of ears of grain on her head, Salakia, holding in one hand a lighted torch and in the other a poppy, which was scattered to her, which was Salakia, which was sacred to her. Piglets. So Demeter was presented with a cow and a soul, as well as honey, poppies, corn, and fruit indicated thanksgiving for a land of plenty. Swine are an abomination to Yahawah. See Isaiah chapter 65, verse 3 through 4. See? Thanksgiving, a holiday, a holiday or holy day. Remember, Yahawah has given through his holy scriptures his holy days. Yahawah tells his people to keep his feast in Leviticus 23. He says these are signs for his people. The Feast of Tabernacles is the only feast to be celebrated as the Feast of Ingathering for his people. In England, the autumnal feast was called Harvest Home and was derived from the Druidical harvest feast. The Druids are the most openly satanic in their form of worship. This 3-day feast began with a special service at the village church, which had been decorated for the occasion with fruit and flowers. Afterwards followed a communal dinner. In America, the celebration of Thanksgiving sprang up haphazardly and was celebrated, if at all, on different days in different parts of the country. Here in America, the Puritans originally shunned the harvest home Thanksgiving. All Saints' days were swept off the calendar, as well as Christmas and Easter, on the grounds that they mixed popish rituals with pagan customs. Their religious beliefs, as well as the austerity and difficulty of their lives in the rather primitive settlements, did not permit them the luxury of gay and merry holidays. Gay in this term meaning happy. Merry holidays. Their severe living conditions required Salakia. Their religious beliefs, as well as their austerity and difficulty of their lives in the rather primitive settlement, did not permit them to luxury of a gay and merry holidays. Their severe living conditions required discipline and sacrifice. Later Thanksgiving, a holiday thanking God for the harvest, enabling them to survive the winter, seemed to them to be a more fitting celebration than the other more established feast of the church, but was in the right but Was it the right decision? No. And the Pilgrims was not our people anyway. They have no business keeping our holy days. And that's and that was pagan what they was doing, you know, but they the heathen, man. Who gives a fuck about them? It's all about us, man. And like I said, let me get this scripture again. Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. So that's the point, man. What is the fat beast? That's that turkey, man, that they about to cook tomorrow. Or get prepared tonight for tomorrow. And you about to sit down and pray over it and eat it. You're going to have ham and all that other bullshit. You know what I mean? All of that is pagan, man. None of these holidays in America, we're not supposed to have anything to do with them, Israelites. And I'm talking to you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right. With that, giving all praises to Yahawah by Sham Yahawashi. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Greatmillstone, and sincere shalom to the elect in the four corners of the earth. Shalom.